So today, I rediscovered my dislike, hatred of customer service over the phone. Now, in my years of living, I've had to call up customer service for various companies such as British Telecom, also known as BT. I've had to call up Sky. I've had to call up, I don't know, British Gas as well. And all of those were vary in terms of success. I'd say BT, British Telecom, has been probably the most efficient and the most competent out of all of them, which isn't saying much, but trust me, they get an 8 out of 10 solid from me. Maybe even a 10 out of 10, I don't know. However, there is just something so incredibly frustrating talking to this stranger over the phone about the issue that you have with their company and them not really understanding you for whatever reason, even though you'd think because they work for the company they kind of, I guess, should know this stuff. But at the same time, is it too high of an expectation to expect the person over the phone to know everything? But then at the same time, that's why they have different segments of people working in different parts of the company, surely. Like, BT, they have a person doing the broadband, one person telling you the prices for the different, Wi-Fi packages and everything. It's split in terms of sections in terms of what they do. Now I'm talking about this because today I had to call up British Gas, and this woman who answered the phone, not only was she rather dismissive of our issue, but also I'm pretty sure she was also talking to one of her colleagues or something off the phone, which is just rude, number one, and number two, that's just not helpful for us as the customer, as the consumer, is it? I get it, customer service is not really a fun job to do, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, as long as you have a job in this current state of this economy, you should be rather grateful, because there's tons of people completely unemployed even though they've been searching for a job for however long. And so, despite the fact that your job may not be the greatest, having a job at this current moment in time is probably a benefit, honestly. And so, in some regard, I feel like you should be a little bit, I don't know, you should put in more effort, essentially, into doing that job. And this woman who picked up the phone didn't really put in that much effort, if any at all. And then, when we finally got our issue sorted after 45 minutes or something like that, she then said, if you could, please leave a good review or whatever, about this service. And I was just like, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I didn't fill out that review. So she basically got an NA from me, because genuinely, the only positive thing in the end was the fact that we got there in the end. The fact that we ended the phone call with some possible working information. That was it. Sky is another bad one. Sky, for whatever reason, the people they hire aren't always the most intelligible in terms of their speech. One of the people who I spoke to was drunk, as far as I'm concerned, because she was slurring her words. The second person who I spoke to had no idea what I was on about, and bless that woman, because she was incredibly nice over the phone. If anything, she kind of sounded stressed, and so I don't blame her, but our issue continued. The third person tried their best, led us to an engineer, and then when the engineer came to our house, he was like, oh, I'm basically the wrong person to do this, you're meant to just do it over the phone. So it was a whole fiasco. Okay, it was a big ass fiasco that really was unnecessary, that took up a week's worth of time, and probably 4 hours, 4, 5, maybe even 6 hours on the phone, all in total. And so I think I have a pretty good reason as to why I hate and have this utmost dislike towards phoning in to anywhere. But yeah, that's my, I guess, rant of the day. Comment down below if you've had a bad customer service over the phone, and if you have, then what really made it bad? I want to know. I want to know if it's only me. It probably isn't, because I talked to this. I told this to some of my friends as well, and they were like, "Yeah, being over the phone when you physically can't see the person is annoying, because at least in person you can like make eye contact with them and stuff, and like see them, be physically present. But over the phone you can't really do that. So yeah, sick.